to see so many familiar faces. I feel as if I know almost all of you personally, and all your backstories and all your journeys. Welcome to the new myNEF office. We've not done a housewarming. This is the first time, so I thought it would be a great idea to get 400 people to descend on our new office and welcome to our little corner of the world. So I'm going to give a speech. It's going to be rather long because our journey has been very interesting this year. We've done a lot in the past 2 years, and we've never really kind of captured what myNEF has done in the past 5 years. So first of all, thank you, Datuk Yasmin, CEO of Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation, MDEC, for coming. Datuk Usni, who's been supporting myNEF, and we've been collaborating through many programs together at InScan and Superb, and we've always been very happy to work with like-minded people. Hamdi, of course, you know, I'm so happy since he's here. He signs all the checks. He's very important. So, finalist of Rice Bowl, thank you. It's very casual tonight. We expect people to come in and out. If you're hungry, you can go out. If you want to chill out with your friends, there's a cafe over there. And it's not supposed to be like a seated thing, okay? So welcome, rebels, innovators, disruptors, and business warriors to another exciting season of the Malaysian Rice Bowl Startup Awards. This year is particularly dramatic because we received over 90 nominations for just Startup of the Year, just one category. That had to be whittled down to 19 finalists, and we received over 50 nominations for Founder of the Year. That caused me a lot of personal anxiety because during the shortlisting process, the collective of founders is an extremely set of young talent, and I've not seen that set of good people in a long time, okay? And while some of you have been part of myNEF's journey from way back when, many of you do not know us outside of the Rice Bowl. In actual fact, we started as a loose group of technopreneurs in 1999. They called themselves New Entrepreneurs Forum. And you don't know this, yeah? There's a lot of NEF old school back here. It comprised of the people like Mirzan Mahathir, okay? Tengku Farid of Sekali, Roslan Bakri of MDEC, and these are the foundations of NEF, okay? They were the first generation of startups and the product of the multimedia super corridor. Who actually says, you know, who knows what multimedia super corridor is? See, just a few, you know. We graduated during that time, so we know, right? So these early days is captured in Farid's book, Sekali Lagi, and I reread the book recently, and I find that the complaints back then is the same we're having complaints now. Although our funding ecosystem is much more mature than in 1999. So you guys who are starting your journey, you know, there's so much more opportunity because these people started their work way back in late 90s, okay? So NEF have contributed much to the technopreneur ecosystem via its members and supporters. This included the development of papers and proposals. You don't know this, but we helped write the papers for MAFCAP, MDV, Cradle. They also persuaded people like Matret and Maida to recognize digital ads when they didn't recognize digital ads, okay? And Datuk Yasmin, did you know that we actually had a Do It program well before MDEC? We had Go Global well before Matret. So those were some of the programs that this little loose group of people have done, okay? I'm just going to go on to the next bit here. Okay. So, myNEF have implemented many programs and accelerators even before accelerators were cool. But many of these programs usually do not run beyond 2 years or so. But the one premier program that always comes back by popular demand seems to be the ASEAN Rice Bowl Startup Awards. And this is our 4th year running, okay? And the ARBSA has a backstory pretty much like any other startup story. There was a market gap, an unfair advantage, and perfect timing. When myNEF was approached by the Ministry of Finance to support the One ASEAN Entrepreneurship Summit in 2015, we decided on a creative approach. While other agencies chose to run accelerators, meetups, and fireside chats, we thought we should do an ASEAN party. We contacted friends across the region, begged, borrowed, and stole startup databases from everyone, like from Tech in Asia, from E27, and started cold calling. Surprisingly, we had 500 quality nominations and ended up with 45 finalists and about 10 winners during the first ASEAN Rice Bowl. It caught a lot of attention and many calls from other ASEAN neighbors for collaboration. So this is our 4th season since the first Rice Bowl. And we have successfully received over 1,200 nominations annually. And all 10 ASEAN countries celebrate their own national level Rice Bowl. And the winners of the ASEAN regional get to go and compete at the Global Startup Awards. And I'd just like to mention, last year Nazrin gave a very nice speech. He said, Lily, the Rice Bowl is a platform for a small startup in Sarawak to compete all the way to the Global Startup Awards. The path is clear, and we have done that, okay? So, last year, we were worried that the startup slowdown in Malaysia, but we see a jump in this year's number. So just give you some stats, we have expanded to about 18 categories this year. This included things like e-commerce, life helper, IoT, and the coveted Star Awards for the Newcomer of the Year, Founder of the Year, and Startup of the Year. We also found out that the top 10 startups have an average monthly revenue of 120,000 ringgit a month, okay? Yeah, and there was an outlier that was actually making more than 20 million ringgit a month. But, you know, we'll find out whether he's a winner or not. And many of these startups are achieving multi-million-dollar revenues. And what's even more interesting, the newcomer category, these are companies less than 2 years old, are averaging 320,000 ringgit per month. So the newcomers are outperforming the slightly older startups. So we see a very healthy growth in e-commerce, logistics, and supply chain startups. And how do we fare as Malaysians? Well, Malaysia received the highest number of tech startups this year, followed by Indonesia and Myanmar. So Myanmar is really picking up, okay? Even less, Singapore has actually less nominations than Myanmar. But we also find that in other countries other than Singapore, many startups are actually low tech. They are applied tech, okay? And the region is still far behind in terms of AI, blockchain, robotics, IoT, when compared to Europe, China, and North America. So in the ASEAN region, Malaysia definitely have a competitive advantage if we act fast, okay? And that's why we're working hard to, you know, having partners in China, having partners in the Nordics to bring that experience into the country, okay? So tonight is a casual night of networking and celebration. We are among our peers and friendly competitors, also like-minded personalities. Rebels are we, and as founders, we wear battle scars of our ups and downs. I wanted to mention a few elements tonight. So we're doing quite a lot. Element number one, we are paying tribute to Nazrin Hassan, the late CEO of Cradle. His untimely death robs the industry of a true visionary and an eloquent, persuasive advocate for entrepreneurship, okay? Many of us are here, you know, are not here if it weren't for the chips, okay? And as a final gesture, Nazrin also left the industry with a feather in his cap by releasing Cradle's impact report posthumously. So, you know, we've got 60 copies of this report. We'll share it with you. And it's really worth the read to see, you know, how much Cradle has impacted the nation. Number three, we are also paying tribute to the Malaysian tech industry from 1996 to 2018. If you're interested, there's a gallery that we prepared over there. It lists all the history of MSC. There's mentions about Tunku Azman, Sharifuddin, of Mimos, Jaring. I bet a lot of you do not know what Jaring is. We have all of that captured, okay? And element number four, we are also releasing an early version of the Malaysian Startup Guide mobile app. It didn't make it in time for the release tonight, but it will be released in the next few days. We'll email everyone. So the idea behind the Malaysian Startup Guide is to allow agencies and investors to view in real time relevant and operating tech startups in Malaysia. We want to provide in-depth review of the state of the industry in terms of numbers and stats. Access to information about incorporation, funding avenues, tech communities in Malaysia. So Dr. Yasmin, I've spoken to a lot of your managers. We want to work with them on that, and also with the Teraju folks, because this is where the bastion of data is being kept, and we want to make sure that that's captured in one single platform. And last but not least, this year, myNEF collaborated with MatCat to run the Stanford University Technovation Program, which is a weekend program that we run over 6 months to teach girls ages 10 to 18 to develop mobile apps with a sustainable development goal. Tonight, we are releasing the Rice Bowl Junior Award. So we're going to recognize a few key students tonight. And finally, we are proud to announce that the regionals for the ASEAN Rice Bowl Startup Awards will be in Bali this year. Yay! No, pencil in November 30th to December 2nd. And winners of the Malaysian Rice Bowl, we will fly you to the ASEAN Rice Bowl in Bali. Okay? We also hope to fly in some lucky media through the lucky draw tonight. And so far, we have had verbal confirmations from our Indonesian partners that founders from Bukalapak, Gojek, Tokopedia, and Traveloka is all likely to attend, along with some members of the Indonesian government. Okay? We have also sent out invitations to the founders of Skype, Prezi, and Supercell through our Global Startup Awards network, and they've actually expressed interest to come to Bali also. So we're also working hard to get high net worth families to join us in Bali to matchmake them to investment houses and VC funds that's based across Southeast Asia. So that's what we're planning to do. So myNEF, we work with many organizations, both public and private sector. We would not be able to do what we do without their support. So I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks, in particular to MDEC, Teraju, Cradle, and Magic, who have supported many of myNEF's programs, curriculum, and ideas. And the very least, listen to our findings and suggestions on how to assist and accelerate tech startups. The Rice Bowl have a strong community of regional partners, so thank you to our ambassadors and country partners also. Last but not least, I have to thank the myNEF team. Sometimes I am amazed how small we are, but we are able to run and celebrate the Rice Bowl Nationals in 10 countries on an extremely stretched budget. But, that's normal in, startup mentality and practice. We like to do it. So thank you, Linda, Safwan, and Angie at nominations, Jaja and Manisa, who wrangled in country partnerships and ambassadors, Azwin and Noreen, where are you guys, who maintain the community relations, Safu, who did, the guy who was in that video just now, Nurul, who creates all of our events and makes it special, Teha and Fiza, who was here to make sure that we stay on budget, and Ayoli PR team, thank you. Sharil and the myNEF Academy team, who takes care of our postings and whatnot. My board of trustees, who ensure that I don't go too crazy with my ideas and budgets, and provides much anchor and reality check. And of course, the NEF council members who are here, that always gives us very sound industry advice. So good luck to all the finalists tonight. Please keep up the good work. Don't forget to enjoy yourselves. You can come in and out, enjoy the food. Congratulations to the Rice Bowl winners, and we'll see you in Bali. Thank you, and good evening.